Well, I've had an opportunity to in the past to talk about this recently, because it's been a lot of talk about face-off. And I've said I don't see there's more noise than actual face-off. I think the relationship now is much better than it was maybe about a year ago. If you look at confirmation of appointments, I think we're doing close to 90%. The executive required Parliament support in certain loans, foreign loans, they've got our support. On the budget in 2017, the process is much better than what it was in 2016. We're working closely with them on some of these issues. But of course, by virtue of our position, by the virtue of the presidential system we operate, which is basically based on checks and balances, there will bound to be frictions from time to time. I think these issues are issues that we'll weather through. They're not, to me, I don't think you can define the relationship between executive and legislative based on one nominee. I don't think so.
So what you're saying basically is that there is no face-off.
Face-off is a strong word to use.
Right.
I think that there are one or two issues that are there, but they can't define the relationship. That's the point I'm making. I think a face-off is a very strong word to use because of a rejection of one nominee.
Right. The publication revealed that a Nigerian legislator receives an annual salary of $189,000. That figure puts salaries collected by members of the Senate and the House way ahead of those received by parliamentarians in 29 countries.
That is not true. That's the point I'm making. Those figures are based on the fact that they've taken a bulk budget of 115 billion, divided it by 469, and come up with a figure of $116,000. Now, by the time you see the detailed budget, that's why I said the commentaries should wait. When you see the detailed budget,
right,
you will see what is salary, you see what is allowances, you see what is cost of running the offices, you will see the cost of management, you will see the cost of legislative study, you will see the cost of the capital budget.
Right.
So you will now be able to actually know how much does a legislature earn and how much he's even paid to run his office, which he has to retire. But because over the years, not now, right back, it has never been made public. People have concluded that, well, listen, if they're not going to tell us, well, I'm going to simply calculate. That's a budget, because if you look at other countries in the US and the UK, in the US senator has about close to, I think, $1 million, $2 million to run his office. Now, nobody adds that as a salary.
But why haven't you broken it down?
Well, that's the point. We're on the same side. Right. I've said to you that we're going to do that.
Right, but it raises a fundamental issue of transparency.
I agree with you, and that is why we're committed to do it. And I'm saying that the commentary we've made, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. It's less than a couple of weeks.
Well, we obviously trust what you're saying and hope that actually happens. But whilst
and one of the strengths of the 8th Senate has been that from day one, we've always said we're going to have a plan, a legislative agenda, and be a Senate that is more proactive and strategic as opposed to just reactive. And our focus has always been the economy. I like the fact that government is also looking at what we can do about infrastructure, and this is where we have supported tremendously. If you look at some of the laws that we've pushed for, the laws that is trying to encourage private sector participation in infrastructure. Now, this is key. This is, to me, I believe this is where the growth is going to come from. Where we've got the PIB bill, Petroleum Industry Bill, we've got the bills now being laid for the last, over 10 years. The Petroleum Industry Bill never saw the light of day. We promised that when we started the Senate. A lot of people said we will not do it. We've done it. There's the bill on the railway sector. It's been old for 50 years. It's never been passed. We've passed that. We have bills that will support road maintenance and infrastructure. Again, that was never been passed. So what we say about this, they're not just promises. They're promises that we're keeping. What we're doing in the Senate is focus on those laws that will help small and medium-sized companies. If you look at access to finance, we've passed 2 bills there on the area of agriculture. We have 2 on secure transactions, and a lot of small-scale companies you don't have collateral. All they have is some of their receipts for their commercial goods.
Does it not fall within the purview of the National Assembly to step in and call both the EFCC, who recovered the money, and the National Intelligence Agency, who are claiming that it belongs to them, to come before you and testify? I mean, you represent the people of Nigeria.
I'm giving them a chance. No, because I'm saying this matter should not even ever happen in the first place.
Right.
It's been badly managed. And at the last resort, yes, if they don't resolve it and tell Nigerians who the money belongs to, definitely we will do that. But I'm saying it could have been avoided.
Right.
I'm saying all the fact that he's become, hot news shouldn't even have arisen. It's a very simple matter. Again, my view on the fight against corruption is we should let's less personalize the fight, being a Buhari fight, as being a fight by all of us in Nigeria.
Right.
We have before us in the National Assembly about four bills. One we've already going to refer to a constitutional issue of having a special anti-corruption court. That has to go to a constitutional amendment committee. The one on whistleblowing is done. It's going to be laid in the next week when we resume. The money laundering one has been taken back by the executive, so we only have one. And I think the focus on government's part is really to see how to strengthen institutions and play less. This is as a doctor, we learn not to treat the symptoms, but to actually treat the diseases. I think what we're doing so at the moment is just treating those symptoms.
What's the way forward?
We must ensure we create an enabling environment for our small and medium-sized companies. They are the ones that account for 50% of our GDP. We must ensure that we have policies and laws that create that. Secondly, the issue of infrastructure. For as long as we don't allow private sector, or we don't facilitate private sector participation, government alone can't fund infrastructure. Even if government funds infrastructure, social, health, and education will suffer. If we can do that and also have laws that will encourage investment in the petroleum sector going on, and then look at agriculture. So to me, what we must do is be dogmatic in addressing those issues.
Right. Okay. Dr. Bukola Saraki, President of the Nigerian Senate and leader of the National Assembly, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Charles. Nice.